I wanted to do a video. Excuse me for my attire. It's kind of cold outside here in the South. For most part, first time in in a long time here in 2013. So just kind of excuse my attire. But I actually wanted to do a video. For the most part, every time I actually go onto YouTube, and this was something that I actually wanted to address some time ago, but I guess I didn't really get around to it. But I guess I'll go ahead and do it now. But I actually, every time I log into YouTube, I've always seemed to have like a thread, where YouTube actually give recommendations on pretty much videos that you've watched in the past or whatever, and they will recommend you, watch. There are certain videos that I guess YouTube would recommend that you watch, I guess based on the cookies or whatever that's actually embedded in the site, based on things that you may have watched in the past, or maybe even one video that you may have watched. And there's actually, every time I log on and without fail, when you look at the area in there where it says something about the recommended videos, there always has to be something having to do with Tommy Sotomayor. He has like, I don't know, many video channels, and pretty much I don't know if that's because a lot of his original material keeps getting shut down because of people, protesting against his beliefs and everything. But for the most part, I guess, I don't know if it's because of maybe one or two videos that I've watched of his, but I've actually, every time I log on, I'm always seeing something that he has done or some sort of video that he's posted where, he continues on his normal rants or whatever regarding his opposition or his distaste for black women. Now, this video is not going to actually be anything to kind of actually support his views because, again, his views are his views. And, of course, everybody who uses YouTube has the right to post whatever they want to post. That's their YouTube right. But my issue is that, for those that actually disagree with his content. Now, again, I'm not a fan of his videos, but I know on occasion I have been known to watch maybe one or two of his videos, just to see just how far he will go to deliver that extra punch. But it's not that particular issue that I actually wanted to address. What I wanted to actually talk about is, for the most part, is that how he can remain popular even with his views of black women. For the most part, when I actually, I guess, started looking at some of his material, for the most part, I was surprised. I was taken back. And for the most part, I was kind of, I guess, just at a state of disbelief at how someone can actually hate black women the way that they do. Despite the facts of him being actually, I guess, amidst of a lot of controversies where people actually wanted to do harm to him, his family, and everything else, and like I say, even though I didn't watch his videos, there were videos where folks were actually commenting to the fact of those type of things that was happening to him without me actually having to watch his video. So I pretty much, in a sense, knew for the most part what was going on with him in his life at that particular time. But for the most part, what kind of gets me and kind of what boggles my mind is the fact that, the emotion that seems to be, I guess, driven or the response that he gets to some of his videos, for the most part. Now, I don't believe in drama. One thing about it is that anytime I see drama, I want to kind of steer clear of it because it never really solves anything. All it does is it just creates more drama on top of drama. But the issue that I'm trying to, what I actually want to speak on is how he can actually remain popular, whether it's in a good way or in a bad way. Whether or not you agree with his material, it is what it is. I don't think he's going to change his material, but because he's already established his brand. But the issue with it, that I have is for the most part is, if what this particular person is saying is so, I guess, blasphemous or something that is so terrible in your opinion, why the need to keep addressing him and his behavior? Now, I am not an expert, I don't claim to be or whatever, but I do have a bit of common sense. Anytime I actually run across a video with someone who's actually constantly talking about something that is against what I believe, or something that I actually think that is untrue, and I just don't like their stance on it to the fact that it makes me angry or whatever, the logical thing to do, or I would say the most common sense approach to the situation, would be to kind of turn away and look to something that's more of my liking. Now, again, I'm just only thinking out loud, I'm just kind of giving my take on it. So, just kind of, give me a break, okay? But what I believe, and this is a theory of mine, because again, I can be wrong, but this is just my theory. This is my YouTube channel. I can say whatever I want to say. I believe that he knows that in order for himself to remain popular with the American public, the YouTube community, in order for him to keep that popularity going, he would actually say controversial things or pick controversial topics that he knows that is a very sensitive issues with the black female community. And he will boldly go on YouTube and post these things just to get a rise out of folks. And he already knows that he will always have a faithful few or a faithful 1,000 or whatever people that are going to chime in on his videos in opposition, just so they can actually be able to, I guess, leave comments or whatever the case may be, which would be the subject of a next video. See, one thing about it is that, I hate to say this, but game recognized game. And what I'm saying is that all of this is, to me, in a sense, is just a big game. Unfortunately, you have people here on YouTube that really, I don't want to say that does not have anything going for themselves. That's not to take away from what his brand that he's created, or whatever the case may be. But you actually have people that actually, I guess, that make it their business, where it's a part of their work, where they actually, post videos throughout the day, and that's pretty much all they do. Again, I don't know if he has a job or not or whatever. I'm not concerned about that. But all I'm saying is that when you have someone that is constantly, posting videos after video after video after video talking about the same subject matter, you have to think, okay, what's the deal? And one thing about it is that when I actually, again, watch a couple of his videos or whatever the case may be, I don't like to jump to rationalizations with people, based on one video. I like to look at a variety of things, maybe once every couple of days or once every week or something. I don't know. But one thing about it is that I don't stay glued to his material just for the sake of wanting to see what is the next thing he's going to talk about. Because from the few that I've actually seen, I've already know and can come away with and can think and use common sense to see that he has a bug up his behind about black women. For the most part, to the fact that he, as he says, despises black women. Now, the reasons why he despises black women, I really don't care. It doesn't concern me. But the thought process that I'm trying to kind of understand is, for those who continue to find what he says offensive, why do you keep watching his videos if they're going to offend you? Why do you keep watching something? I mean, because you're not going to change his opinion. He's already made a brand, if you will, based on insulting, based on, as he called it, calling black women out on their behavior. And again, some of the material that he makes, is, I would say, entertaining. Some of it is, a bit eye-opening, okay? And some of it, I would say, about 85% of what he says, I think, is complete garbage. Only 15% of what he says, pretty much really illustrates some sort of point. But I think that he already can guarantee that he's going to remain a celebrity. I hate to use that word celebrity, or a YouTube star, based on the fact that you have women that supposedly hate him so much that they will constantly give him attention. And I, for myself, really don't understand, the logic behind that. You have women, he claims that he knows everybody from here to there, all these type of people and everything like this. And for the most part, if that's the way he wants to characterize it, if he knows these people, fine, these people. But see, one thing about it is that when he starts dropping names and stuff or whatever the case may be, all it does is just fuels up the emotions of most of these black females. They run to a video camera or they get on that YouTube on their computer screens. They start typing these comments and everything. And I'm like, well, you're going to get an aneurysm. You're going to blow a gasket just because this fella was able to, I guess, say something that you don't necessarily agree with, which is fine. I mean, YouTube is, anybody is freedom of speech for the most part. But your reaction to what he is saying is justification as to why he keeps doing what he's doing. And from what I'm seeing here is that he's going to continue to do things. He's going to continue to discover, as some would say, new lows on how to get back at black women, and again, and sometimes he may, I guess, couple the whole race together and say black men and black women, depending on his mood for that particular day. But I'm not going to sit there and argue with someone on their observation. I guess that's the whole point of this video. Because it's their take of what they see. It's their interpretation of how they see, and pretty much when they interpret it how they see it, then they broadcast it on camera, just on how they think it is. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's right or wrong. It's their opinion. So why in the world would I get angry at somebody's take on a situation? Okay, it's their opinion. It's their take. I don't have any reason to get offended on something. The issue is that you lend credibility to his argument every time he posts a video about something. You're there getting angry, wanting to deliver insults. And I mean, like I say, so I really don't. I'm trying to grasp a hold of this and really trying to understand why the YouTube community tends to, and whether or not you believe it or not, you support him every time you click on his video. I'm just so you know. Whether or not you agree with what he says, whether or not you support his message or not, every time you click on his videos, you put money in his pocket, so to speak. So one thing about it is that the best way to, to get back at someone, if you must, and I'm not saying that you do, I'm just saying, as a observer from the outside looking in, don't view any of his material. Again, it's sad that we spend so much time here, black men and black women, attacking each other. You got people that use YouTube to make money, with things that really teaches folks about things, without really attacking. Like you have some people that make little skits and everything, make, hundreds, thousands, whatever dollars using YouTube to promote some sort of idea, not to tear down someone. But we in the black community, we tend to keep drama going by wanting to use YouTube, the same YouTube that white folks use. When they use it to promote their brand in a positive way, but we use it to promote ourselves in a notorious way. So my thing is that, there is no need to sit there and keep flocking to someone's video, because the only way that he's famous is because of the harshness of his words. Not so much that what he's saying is true. It's the fact, it's the harshness of his words. And you have these, I guess as you would call his followers that believe that trash that he talks about. So it's the same cycle that's going on and on is what I'm saying. You have these people that disagree with what he says. They leave a comment. Next thing you know, if he doesn't address them per se in one of his next videos, you'll have one of his, as they call them, trolls that'll come to that person and actually ask them different questions on his behalf. Whether he sent them or not, I really don't care. But it's a cycle. And for the most part, you have this back and forth of video exchanging and insults and everything like that. And really, nobody's really trying to come to meet in any type of a common ground, where they will come away with some sort of understanding, whether it could be where we're just going to have to agree to disagree. I can accept that. But all of this, video exchanging, going back and forth, you all are making this man really very famous. I mean, like I said, if you want to, like I say, destroy someone, I mean, like I say, don't watch the videos. It's just as simple as that. Nobody's twisting your arm. You choose to get up there and engage in a verbal battle. And you already know that the fella, his opinions is not going to change. He's built his brand, for the most part, trampling over the, I guess, issues with black women. If it's not their weave, it's their behaviors, it's how they behave, it's how they, sleep around, how they carry all this stuff. It's a lot of things that he's went in on, women about. So much to the point where, it wasn't long ago where someone actually threatened him, I guess even had a gun, broadcasting a gun in his video. And I'm like, this YouTube stuff is getting way too serious now. You're starting to wave a gun and everything and, thinking that that's okay when you don't know. You just pointed yourself out to, be a victim of, I guess, being a perpetrator of bullying someone, where you can get yourself in jail. So, I mean, YouTube has really gotten to the point where it's starting to become where you have to really, almost in a sense, I don't know, walk on eggshells. I mean, I refuse to, because I don't have anything to fear about. I mean, like I say, I stand by what I say. Even if people disagree with what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. As long as I stand by what I say, that's all. I can go to bed at night. But it's just the fact that, there's no need in really going back and forth with somebody who is really confident in what they're saying and what they believe as their truth. It might not be your truth, but it's their truth. And when it's their truth, they're going to stand and defend that truth at all costs, hopefully within reason. But I'm not going to go up there and, continue to deliver insults or, do videos after video after video, devoting my time to someone who I discuss or who I really don't think highly of. To me, that's a waste of my time. And I can use my time in a more profitable way than wasting it on someone who I know does not care about me as an individual or as a gender. So, I mean, to me, that's just a logical way to look at it. But like I say, that's all that I have to say about that, because it was just something that I just wanted to kind of, I guess, talk about just for a minute, because again, it's really stupid, you know, in all of this video insulting and sharing, you know, and stuff, thinking that you're going to really change someone's viewpoint of a specific gender when they built their brand on insults. That's all I have to say. All right. Peace out.